Hey everyone, welcome back to Unbiased Magic Reviews. Today I have a worker's review for you. We're going to be taking a look at Jack Carpenter's Rubikulous. Now this is the first Rubik's Cube magic trick I ever learned, and I would make the argument that this is an excellent effect for those of you that are thinking about learning some Rubik's Cube magic, but you just haven't started out, you haven't gotten anything yet. And if you're not familiar with this, this is an instant solve effect, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in my own hands right now. The cube is a lot like life. Every decision you make, that is, every movement that you make, carries a weight to it. Before you know it, you're in a strange place, a place that even you aren't sure how you got to. Everything looks confusing, mixed up. Even you aren't sure how you're going to get out of this mess. But just like life, all you have to do is take a step back, relax, and let the solution present itself. Okay, you guys took a look at what it looks like, and you can see how visual it is. It gets really big reactions. You can pick this up from Vanishing Ink Magic for $7. In fact, these speed cubes are less than $10 each. You can get them from Amazon. You can get the kind like this that have the rounded corners, and these really fly. These are really fast. Or you can get like the more traditional looking one that also it's really smooth to use. And I'm telling you, these are really cheap. So definitely something worth getting into if you want to add something different to your magic repertoire. The actual algorithm for this instant solve is not difficult at all, and it looks very convincing. So I think this is an excellent effect for those of you that want to learn some Rubik's Cube magic that doesn't rely on gimmicks, because this effect, you're just using a regular Rubik's Cube or a speed cube in this case, and you're not using any gimmicks, so this can be immediately handed out. It is interesting I mentioned that because if you got this month's Penguin Magic Monthly, back in the recommendations and review section of the magazine of this month, you can see that they actually do a review here called What's the Best Rubik's Cube Trick. Unfortunately, they only have gimmicked effects back here. They go over 3 effects: Rubicon, Perfect Square, and Venom Cube, and all of these are gimmicked effects, so they don't even consider an ungimmicked effect, because I think some of the best Rubik's Cube magic is ungimmicked. And if you're new to cube magic, then after you learn this effect, this is going to give you the confidence to start studying more effects like Stephen Brundage's effects, like Cube 3 of his, or Cube FX by Carl Heim. There's so many out there. And so I think that this is an excellent starting point. Now the only prerequisite is you're going to have to be able to solve a cube, because when you practice this, you're going to mess up the cube a lot, and you're going to have to be able to solve it. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck right there. So what you're going to get for your $7 is you're going to get a 15-minute downloadable instructional video where Jack Carpenter very slowly goes over the routine. He teaches it to you step by step. It's not difficult to learn. I think that you could pick this up probably in about 2 hours of your time, just sitting down and practicing it. You'd be able to really learn it, and then after that, with a little more practice, you'd be ready to perform it for people. And as you could see the pattern that I use in my own performance with this gets huge reactions. I've gotten all kinds of spectators with all kinds of explanations for how I did it. I've even had one person accuse me of having what they called a push button cube, which really made me laugh, because their explanation was that there was a button on the cube that I pushed and it instantly solved it, which shows you that the person was obviously really impressed by the effect. I can't stress enough that how good this is, because it's gimmickless. You immediately can hand out the cube and they can play with it and mess with it, and it's really great. There's nothing to find because there's no gimmicks in play at all, although it looks like there must be a gimmick in play, which is really great. This is the type of effect that is good for introduction to cube magic, and then you can do some other effects with the cube. you know, putting it in the bag and to solve it, or doing like the imagination solve of Stephen Brundage once you learn that. But this effect definitely is a great opener, and it definitely gets attention, and people are going to pay attention to everything else you show them after they see that effect. So I would say difficulty wise, the effect is probably 3 out of 5 difficulty wise, just because there's a little bit of memorization involved and a little bit of hand-eye coordination that you have to know. And obviously you have to be able to solve a cube to probably learn the effect, I would say. And then overall, I would rate this effect as 4 out of 5. Definitely worth picking up and learning if you don't already know it. Angle-wise, the angles are great. The cube looks totally mixed up, even right before the solve. You can have people all around you. You can even repeat the effect if you really want to. So it's definitely been a great effect, and I still use it all the time. I like it a lot, and that's why I recommend it to you guys. If you have any questions about this effect or any other effects I review, just let me know in the comments below. If there's any effects that you would like me to review, please also leave me a comment below. As always, thanks for checking out my reviews, guys, and I'll see you on the next review.